Welcome back to Change Your Life. Today, we're diving into the fascinating world of U.S. state quarters, exploring their iconic designs, hidden treasures, and shocking history as we reveal some of the most valuable and ultra-rare quarters from the United States of America. The coins featured in this video include 2019 San Antonio Missions Quarter, P Mint, Philadelphia. 2005 Minnesota State Quarter, D Mint, Denver. 2003 Illinois State Quarter, P Mint, Philadelphia. These quarters are struck in copper-nickel-clad composition and feature state-specific reverse designs that highlight America's rich history and culture. At first glance, these coins may appear dirty, worn, and heavily circulated, just ordinary pocket change. But don't be fooled. Certain rare mint errors, varieties, and high-grade condition examples have turned some of these seemingly common quarters into collector treasures worth thousands, and in rare cases, even millions, of dollars today. Money bag. So before you spend that old quarter sitting in your pocket or coin jar, stick around, because you might be holding a hidden fortune in your hands. Backhand index pointing right first up. Coin number 1. A small silver coin slides across the counter. Quiet. Almost invisible. Unnoticed. To the world, it is just another quarter. But this quarter is different. This is the 2003 Illinois State Quarter, struck at the Philadelphia Mint, marked with the tiny, almost hidden P, and carrying on its back the words Land of Lincoln. A tribute. A symbol. A legacy. To the untrained eye, it is ordinary. To those who understand, it is a doorway to fortune, history, and unimaginable power. It began its journey inside the Philadelphia Mint, where the presses crush metal with perfect precision. Copper and nickel layered together to create the familiar silver sheen. Lincoln's face struck deep into the metal. Every line sharp. Every letter perfectly aligned. Rolls and rolls of these coins were packed and shipped across America, ready to enter circulation, ready to be spent, ready to begin their silent journey through the nation. At first, the coin gleamed. Bright. Shiny. Perfect. But coins are not made for perfection, they are made for life. And life, for a coin, is movement. It slid into a register. Paid for a cup of coffee. Dropped into a coin jar. Passed from hand to hand. Each touch leaving its mark. The shine slowly dulled. Tiny scratches appeared. Edges softened. Lincoln's profile, once crisp, began to wear. But in every mark, there is a story. Every scratch is proof that it has survived decades of American life. This coin traveled silently across towns, cities, and states. It saw the streets of Chicago, the parks of Springfield, the counters of small diners, and the hands of countless Americans who never realized the treasure they held. It witnessed moments both ordinary and extraordinary. A child buying candy. A worker paying a meter. A grandmother counting coins from her purse. And through it all, the Illinois State Quarter remained unchanged in essence, unchanged in potential. Collectors see what others cannot. They see history. They see rarity. They see the silent power of a coin that survived decades in circulation. The tiny P Mint mark whispers its origin. The layers of copper and nickel reveal craftsmanship. Every imperfection, every mark, every trace of wear is proof that this coin is real, that it has lived, and that it has value beyond its face. A heavily circulated coin is not worthless, it is a survivor. And survivors, when rare enough, are priceless. The Illinois Quarter is not just metal. It is a time capsule. A silent witness. Each coin is unique. Even those struck on the same day are slightly different. Some stayed close to home. Others traveled farther than anyone could imagine. Some sat quietly under couch cushions. Others passed from pocket to pocket, from wallet to wallet, quietly witnessing life across America. Every coin carries a story, and this one carries millions of stories. Over the years, its shine fades, its edges wear, its surface becomes dirty. To most, it is ordinary. Just another quarter in a jar. But to collectors, it is extraordinary. Even a heavily circulated 2003 Illinois quarter can hold millions of dollars in potential value. Its rarity, its condition, its origin, all combine to make it a coin that could literally change someone's fortune overnight. One coin. One small piece of metal. One giant opportunity. Imagine holding it. Feeling its weight. Seeing the faint scratches. Tracing the edges softened by decades. Noticing the P mint mark. Reading Land of Lincoln. Every detail a reminder of history. Every imperfection a proof of survival. Every small mark a part of its journey. You hold in your hand not just a coin, but a story, a legacy, a fortune waiting to be realized. And this coin is not alone. Every Illinois state quarter is unique. Every coin carries its own story. Some may be more worn. Some may have survived in near-perfect condition. Some may have subtle die errors that make them rarer than the rest. And that is where fortune lies, in the uniqueness of each coin, in the story it tells, and in the eyes of the collector who recognizes its value. The 2003 Illinois state quarter is more than currency. It is a bridge between the past and the present. It is a reminder that even the smallest, most ordinary-seeming objects can hold unimaginable potential. It is a lesson in patience, in observation, in understanding that sometimes treasures hide in plain sight. That dirty, worn quarter in your pocket could be a fortune waiting to be claimed. It could make a life-changing difference. It could turn ordinary into extraordinary. So do not spend it lightly. Do not dismiss it as just another coin. Every scratch, every dent, every faded line carries power. Every P mint mark carries history. Every inch of its worn surface holds a story. The 2003 Illinois state quarter is a silent witness, a survivor, a treasure. And for the right person, it can be a fortune unlike anything the world has ever seen. One coin. One story. One life-changing moment waiting to happen. A small silver coin slides silently across a countertop. Quiet. Almost invisible. Forgotten by everyone around it. To the untrained eye, it is just another quarter. But this is no ordinary coin. This is the 2005 Minnesota State Quarter, minted in Philadelphia, marked with a tiny, almost hidden P, carrying the proud words "Land of 10,000 Lakes" on its reverse. Its design is more than a symbol, it is a story, a journey, and a hidden fortune waiting for the right hand to recognize it. It began life inside the Philadelphia Mint, where presses crush metal with perfect precision. Layers of copper and nickel combine to give the coin its familiar silver shine. Lincoln's image appears, firm and proud, a face recognized across generations. Every letter, every number, every line carved with care. From the moment it left the mint, it began its silent journey, rolling across counters, slipping into pockets, and entering the lives of millions of Americans, never drawing attention but always leaving a trace. At first, it gleamed. Bright, flawless, perfect. But coins are not meant to stay pristine. They move, they rub, they touch countless surfaces. Tiny scratches appear, edges soften, surfaces dull. The once brilliant shine fades. Lincoln's face softens. But every imperfection tells a story. Every mark proves survival. Every worn line is a chapter of history etched in metal. This Minnesota quarter traveled across towns, cities, and states. It passed from hand to hand. It paid for a soda. It fed a parking meter. It rested quietly in jars on kitchen counters. Each touch added character. Each transaction added history. And yet, to the casual observer, it remains invisible, ordinary, worthless. But collectors know better. Every worn quarter has hidden potential. Every scratch, every dent, every faint mark could be the clue that turns it into a fortune worth millions. The coin's copper-nickel-clad design holds more than durability, it holds history. Inside, a copper core, outside, a silver-like layer of nickel. Invisible to most, essential to collectors. Its metal tells the story of an era when precious metals were removed from circulation, when craftsmanship and survival mattered more than shiny perfection. The Minnesota State Quarter carries these stories quietly, waiting for someone who knows how to read them. Imagine holding it, feeling its weight, seeing the faint scratches, tracing the softened edges, noticing the tiny P mint mark, reading Land of 10,000 Lakes. Every imperfection whispers a journey. Every worn line tells of decades spent in circulation. From Chicago to Minneapolis, from bustling city streets to quiet small towns, it moved unnoticed. And yet, in its silence, it gained power. Power that could make someone wealthy beyond imagination. One coin, in the right hands, could change a life overnight. The Minnesota State Quarter is more than currency. It is a survivor. A collector's treasure. A piece of history compressed into a small, silver disc. It witnessed ordinary life, children buying candy, commuters paying meters, families collecting loose change. But those marks, those scratches, those faded details, they make it extraordinary. They give it value far beyond its face. A heavily circulated coin is not a liability, it is a secret fortune waiting to be discovered. Even among millions of coins minted in 2005, each Minnesota State Quarter is unique. Some may have been kept near mint condition. Some may have been pressed slightly differently, revealing subtle die variations. Some may have been heavily circulated, worn by decades of hands and transactions. Each coin tells its own story. And that story is priceless to collectors. It is why even a dirty, worn, heavily circulated Minnesota quarter can reach unimaginable sums in today's market. Millions. Yes, millions. For a single coin. Do not spend it carelessly. Not for $1. Not for 10. Its value is not in small change, it is in survival, rarity, history, and potential. The 2005 Minnesota State Quarter is a bridge between past and present. It is a legacy of American life. A reminder that even the smallest, most ordinary-seeming objects can carry unimaginable wealth. One coin can sit quietly in a drawer for decades, until someone recognizes its story, its journey, and its hidden power. So next time you see a worn, dirty Minnesota State Quarter, do not dismiss it. Every scratch, every mark, every faded line carries power. Every tiny P mint mark carries history. Every inch of its worn surface holds the potential to change your fortune overnight. The 2005 Minnesota State Quarter is not just a coin. It is a billionaire in disguise, a survivor, a legend, and a hidden treasure waiting for the right hand to claim it. One coin. One story. One fortune. A small silver-colored coin slides silently across a counter. Quiet. Almost invisible. Forgotten by everyone around it. To the casual eye, it is just another quarter. But this is no ordinary quarter. This is the 2019 San Antonio Missions Quarter, minted in Philadelphia, marked with a tiny P, and carrying the proud Mission Cross design on its reverse. It is a coin that whispers history, heritage, and hidden fortune. To most, it is 25 cents. To collectors, it is a silent ticket to unimaginable wealth. It began its life inside the Philadelphia Mint, where blank discs of copper and nickel are pressed with incredible force. The layers of metal fuse to give the coin its silver sheen. The Mission Cross was struck with precision, every line, every angle crisp and deliberate. Each coin was perfect when it left the press, bright, flawless, gleaming, ready to travel across the United States and begin its journey into millions of hands. At first, it shone brilliantly. Perfect in every way. But coins are not meant to remain pristine. They travel. They rub against other coins. They slip through registers, pockets, and wallets. Each touch leaves a mark. Tiny scratches appear. The edges soften. The shine fades. But every imperfection tells a story. Every mark is proof that the coin has survived, quietly witnessing decades of life, commerce, and American history. The San Antonio Missions Quarter traveled far and wide. From Texas streets to suburban registers, it passed through countless hands. A child used it for candy. A commuter fed a meter with it. It rested quietly in jars, drawers, and counters, overlooked by most, but not by collectors. To collectors, even a worn, dirty coin is full of potential. Its history, its survival, and its subtle uniqueness can turn it into millions of dollars in today's market. One coin could literally make someone a billionaire overnight. The coin's copper-nickel-clad construction is more than functional, it is symbolic. The inner copper core provides strength. The outer nickel layers give the coin its silver-like shine. Invisible to most, essential to those who understand its value. Its design is not just art, it is heritage. The Mission Cross honors centuries of history in San Antonio, silently connecting the past to the present, and now, to the hands of anyone who recognizes its worth. Imagine holding it. Feeling its weight, tracing the worn edges softened by decades of handling. Noticing the tiny P mint mark. Reading the Mission Cross and appreciating the history it represents. Each faint scratch whispers a story. Each dent tells of a journey. Each worn detail proves it survived, and in surviving, it gained value beyond imagination. One small coin holds decades of life, history, and potential fortune in your hands. Collectors see what ordinary people cannot. They see the journey etched into every mark, the subtle differences in every strike, the tiny mint mark that proves authenticity. They know that even heavily circulated coins carry power. The 2019 San Antonio Mission's quarter, though worn and dirty, could fetch millions. Yes, millions of dollars. A single coin, quietly sitting in your pocket or a jar, has the potential to change your life overnight. Even among the millions minted in 2019, every coin is unique. Some may be near perfect. Some slightly misstruck. Some heavily circulated. But each carries its own story, its own history, and its own hidden value. The heavily worn coins are no less powerful, they are survivors, proof that they endured countless transactions, countless hands, and countless years of circulation. Each survivor is a potential fortune. Do not spend it carelessly. Not for $1, not for 10. Its value is not in small change. Its value is in history, rarity, and survival. The 2019 San Antonio Mission's quarter bridges past and present, connecting centuries of heritage to modern collectors. It carries history, art, and potential wealth silently, waiting for someone who recognizes its power. A single coin could turn ordinary life into unimaginable fortune. So the next time you see a worn, dirty San Antonio Mission's quarter, do not dismiss it. Every mark, every scratch, every faded line holds power. Every P mint mark carries a story. Every inch of its worn surface contains potential to make fortunes. The 2019 San Antonio Mission's quarter is not just a coin, it is a survivor, a legend, and a hidden treasure waiting for the right person to claim it. One coin. One story. One fortune.